two moves most 1099 doctors miss that are worth thousands every year. Jeff here from MedTax. Today I'm showing physicians how to stop overpaying payroll taxes with two simple tools: a smart S-Corp salary and a real accountable plan. Think of these like adding the right instruments to your clinic tray. Quick, precise, and built to reduce friction. First, the salary. The IRS asks for reasonable compensation. For physicians, that means looking at your specialty, region, and duties. You're not just an owner, you're also providing clinical work and some admin. We build a comp study using sources like physician compensation surveys, local job postings, and your actual hours and responsibilities. Then we document the method, duties, time split, comparable pay data, and why the final number is reasonable for the services you perform. Here's why it matters. Your salary is subject to payroll taxes. Your S-Corp distributions are not. If the salary is too high, you leave money on the table. If it's too low, you invite IRS scrutiny. The goal is a defendable midpoint that fits your facts and keeps payroll taxes in check. Second, the accountable plan. Under Treasury regulations, your corporation can reimburse you for ordinary and necessary business expenses when you substantiate them and return any excess. For doctors, typical reimbursements include CME, society dues, licensing and board fees, cell phone and internet use for practice communication, and a modest home admin area for scheduling, inbox triage, or EHR review. The magic is that reimbursements are not wages, so no payroll tax, and the practice still deducts them. To keep this airtight, you need a written policy, timely submissions, and receipts. For mileage, you're going to want to keep a log. The 2025 standard rate is 70 cents per mile if you use the standard method. For the home admin area, measure square footage and document that the setup is for the employer's convenience. For CME and dues, confirmations, and agendas. We like simple monthly or quarterly reimbursement packets that survive an audit. What, when, why, how much, and proof. Here's a mini case study. A radiologist operating solo as an S-Corp was paying themselves a round number salary because that's what they did last year. No analysis, no plan. We rebuilt the compensation using specialty benchmarks and documented their clinical versus admin split. The revised salary aligned to services and trimmed avoidable payroll tax. Then we implemented an accountable plan for CME, licensing, encrypted phone line, and partial home admin use for after-hours reads. With clean documentation and timely reimbursements, the practice kept deductions while the physician avoided wage treatment on those costs. The result was a smoother payroll burden and fewer last-minute surprises. Here are some monitoring tips. Track cumulative payroll through the year to manage exposure to payroll taxes, especially the Social Security wage base and additional Medicare rules. Revisit the salary annually if your role changes. Things like new location, new procedures, more admin, etc. For the accountable plan, set a standing reminder to submit expenses monthly. The longer you wait, the harder it is to substantiate, and timeliness is part of the rule. Now, for year-end cleanup, true up officer compensation so W-2 wages reflect the final reasonable figure. Ensure Forms 941 and your year-end payroll reports match. Tighten 1099 issuance for contractors that you paid and prepare Form 1096 transmittal if you're filing on paper. Inside the S-Corp's tax return, make sure reimbursements were recorded correctly and that distributions and wages reconcile with your K-1. Here's a quick recap of what we just went over. 1. Set and document reasonable compensation that matches your actual physician services. 2. Reimburse business expenses through a written accountable plan with timely, receipt-backed submissions. Together, they reduce payroll drag and keep your file exam ready. If you'd like a head start with physician-specific language and a ready-to-use worksheet, I packaged it for you. Download the Physician Payroll Tax Saver Toolkit from the link in the description below. Thanks for watching. If you're a busy doctor who wants proactive tax planning, schedule a discovery call with us at MedTax. I'm Jeff Green. See you in the next one.